This is a live video of police arresting a prisoner in Zhejiang province, which has been viewed more than 100 million times since it was posted. The police saw a message: "The second girl in the video may be my sister, can you confirm it for me?"
The video was seen by my oldest daughter. I think 80% of it is my second daughter, who I haven't heard from for 2 years.
After verification, it is indeed her family named Sun.
I don't think she would do anything illegal. I'm surprised.
Why did the child become a criminal? What happened during the 2 years of lost contact? Police say it started with a tip from 2019.
There was a man named Su who suspected that he was being cheated. He chatted online and added a strange woman as a friend.
She asked me how I felt. Did I feel tired from work? Did I eat? She often cares about me.
Su works alone in Zhejiang province. Life is relatively boring. This girl's concern makes him happy. Soon, the two become lovers.
After we got to know each other, she said to come and see me.
Sun said to Su, "Please give me some money to buy a train ticket."
Su transferred 600 yuan to Sun. But there was an accident.
Sun said he knocked someone's cell phone down when he went to the bathroom and it broke.
She called crying and said she needed 4,000 yuan in compensation.
Su immediately transferred 4,000 yuan. After a while, Sun said she needed 2,000 yuan for the meeting fee because of the custom in her hometown
that if you don't pay, you won't meet. The account user is a woman in Guizhou, the landing place is in Hebei, the registered person is a man. There are 2 to 3 people using this account at the same time.
Multiple people use the same account. Is this a gang crime?
At that time, we thought it was a small gang. Only 4 people went to Hebei.
After a week of surveillance, the police judged that there were a dozen prisoners here, so they asked for reinforcements. However, before the reinforcements arrived, the suspect began to act differently.
They were moving and we had to arrest them immediately because we were afraid they'd run away. There were 13 people in the first room, someone shouted. After entering the door, there were footsteps upstairs. Other police went upstairs to check each room by more than a dozen suspects.
Looks like there are 60 to 70 people, which means that each police officer needs to watch over 6 suspects.
We were nervous that they might attack, so we restrained the strong men first and tied the others' hands with restraints.
The police arrested a total of 61 criminals. They were a pyramid scheme that made money by recruiting friends and committing internet fraud. Sun was one of them.
They ranged in age from 17 to 25. Some of them were minors.
When the police interrogate Sun, Sun asks a strange question.
Is her job a fraud? She asks. She was confused.
The leader said that this is an industry secretly supported by the state and it needs to pay taxes. How can tax-paying work break the law?
Sun looks sad. She doesn't think she's breaking the law.
2 reasons. First, teenagers' perceptions of right and wrong are based on those around them. They are isolated from the outside world after entering a pyramid scheme and have not established a correct sense of right and wrong. Second, if people know that they have done something bad, they will generally feel guilty, and it is difficult for people to admit that they are a bad person. In order to revise their self-evaluation, they will think that it is not a bad thing in order to comfort themselves.
Sun was born in a rural family in Guizhou province in 1998. There were 3 girls and a boy in the family. His parents had been working in Jiangsu for a long time, and they only brought his younger brother with them.
Why only the younger brother? We 3 sisters felt uncomfortable but didn't say anything.
Why Sun is the youngest? It is the custom in my hometown that my son is responsible for supporting the old man.
After Sun entered junior high school, he was placed in foster care with his uncle's family.
Why uncle will only tell others that he is not satisfied with us, and will not tell us directly. I have to put up with everything when I live in someone else's house. I don't like living with my relatives.
The school is only 200 meters away from his uncle's house. Sun will go back to help with the housework when he has time.
After I have lunch at school, I go to my uncle's house to wash dishes.
After Sun entered high school, he had to rent an apartment because of the limited number of high school dormitories.
She did all the house hunting and furniture shopping by herself.
Whenever she needed to move heavy things, she would ask her neighbor Gao for help. Gao also comes from the countryside where there are many brothers and sisters.
Yao has 5 brothers and sisters. Her parents dote on her younger brother and think girls are unnecessary, so she hates her parents.
Close in age and similar in family, the two girls get along very well. However, 1 year later, Gao dropped out of school because of their parents' unsupport.
When we were about to enter the second year of high school, Gao's sister went to college. Gao's parents refused to pay the tuition fee. Gao and her sister both dropped out.
Gradually, Sun's personality becomes introverted.
Sun never asks his parents about any problems. He only contacts his parents when he has no money. What are the difficulties you can't solve?
For example, I have no money.
Will transfer as much money as she needs.
Any other questions?
No.
The most tragic part of being a child is to apologize to my parents for my gender all my life. I am a girl and he is a boy, which is basically an unchangeable fact. From a birth to carry the worthless, no one loves the label. This leads to a sense of low value, a humble personality, and the occasional person who gives a smile and friendliness becomes a follower. People and people get along with. 3 points: be heard, be seen, be understood, even if parents cannot understand. Also need to hear. See thousands of miles away children.
Sun's eldest sister is getting married, so her parents return to their hometown to prepare for the wedding.
My relatives say that if Sun wants to go to college, she needs to spend a lot of money. My parents say that she needs to earn her tuition by herself. Sun angrily says that she won't spend her parents' money to go to college.
Unfortunately, Sun only got into a junior college. At that time, her friend Gao invited Sun to visit Hebei.
Yao said not to tell my parents. They wouldn't approve.
Sun doesn't know that Gao is no longer his best friend after just 2 years.
When I arrived in Hebei, my phone couldn't work. They said that because I used a calling card from Guizhou, one of them repaired my phone and soon it was lost.
Sun couldn't contact his family after the phone was lost. Gao took Sun to their class a few days later.
They said if they paid 2,900 yuan, they would get 2.9 million yuan.
2,900 yuan for a business license that allows you to sell all the goods, 2,900 yuan to enter, 2.9 million yuan to earn and then out.
Out means the highest level, from junior supervisor, supervisor, manager, to the highest level can take 2.9 million yuan and leave.
The MLM people say that the profit margin of the product is as high as 60%, and it is 100% profitable.
As long as you recruit people in, how much he invests, you will have the corresponding commission.
So, how do you start a business if you don't have that many people to woo?
They taught me how to talk to strangers. I thought it was a fraud. They advised me that I could pay them back when you made money.
Sun is still hesitant to participate, and after asking her friend Gao, she agrees to stay.
It's all because I trust my friend. I think she's kind and won't do anything illegal.
2 months later, Gao was fired for making a mistake. Sun stayed there until the police caught her cheating.
If we don't like to eat meat, we will politely decline an invitation from our best friend. The reason why cheaters or familiar people can cheat us is because we have desires and expectations. Sun has always felt that she is weak, and she longs to become a strong person to reverse her fate. In fact, this organization is selling the myth that you can not only be the master of your destiny, but also lead others and become a great leader. This is appealing to young girls like Sun, who don't have the skills or experience